Hello everybody, my name is Carlos and today I'm going to talk about how money in politics influences how climate change is dealt with. So before I begin, I just like to show a small example of climate change in our environment. You can see a picture of a glacier right here. You can see the glacier in 2003 versus 2008. Only 5 years difference can mean a lot to our environment. So you can see here a lot more ice than in 2008. So this is just one example of the reality of climate change in our planet. So how did we get here? One example is money in politics. For example, the Koch brothers have spent around $88 million in 80 different climate denying groups since 1997, with the intent to dismantle climate change regulation. So who is this really helping? When discussing the causes of climate change, money in politics might not ring a bell to most Americans, but the reality is that climate change has one root cause to it, a cause that is directly related to how Washington politicians are influenced by legalized bribery. The evidence is right in front of us, and it is indicative that climate change is a major problem that is directly caused by human activity. From increasing temperatures to rising sea levels, climate change has become a reality among us, and it is important to know who the real enemy is. And it is not just human activity, but money in politics. Money that not only influences but legally bribes our politicians with intent to label the phenomenon as a hoax. The effect of big money in politics has led to a rising oligarchy class that controls our government behind the scenes with the intent of reducing government regulations that will go against our business interests. This hidden reality is indicative of how our government has failed us, how bribery has taken control of not only our lives, but our environment, and how capitalism has transformed from one of the greatest aspects America has ever developed into one of the world's greatest malignancies. The propaganda machine has gained strength at an alarming rate. According to the Pew Research, only 25% of Americans believe that elected officials have the most trustworthy information about climate change, while only 39% are for the climate scientists. Although 25% might not seem like a high number, most politicians are not scientists qualified to make such assessments, and are likely, if not definitely, acting on behalf of their donors when they denounce climate change as a hoax. Taking a closer look at the facts, the buildup of greenhouse gases is linked to changing the Earth's climate. This change is indicated by the fact that the Earth's average temperature has risen by 1.5 degrees Fahrenheit over the past century, and it is expected to rise another 8.6 degrees Fahrenheit by the next few hundred years. In northeastern United States, for example, the temperatures have risen by nearly 2 degrees Fahrenheit and are expected that a warming of 4.5 degrees Fahrenheit to 10 degrees Fahrenheit by the 2080s will occur. Additionally, the year 2015 was the first in which the global average temperatures was 1 degree higher than the 1880 to 1899 average. Moreover, oceans have showed a warming of 0.302 degrees Fahrenheit since 1969, while Antarctica has lost 36 cubic miles of ice between 2002 and 2005. One of the most notorious families in the corrupt political environment of the United States is the Koch family. The Koch brothers continue to push the radical libertarian agenda in the form of campaign donations. In fact, they are one of the largest donors to a series of climate denial groups, including the DeVos family. It is estimated that the Koch brothers have spent a whopping $88 million on delaying regulations designed to stop global warming. Now, let's not be fooled. Why would they spend millions of dollars for this cause? The Koch brothers, like many other corporate oligarchs, see these donations as investments. Investments designed to prevent government regulation into the oil industry, which will then cause an economic burden in their companies. The solution to climate change is a constitutional amendment that takes money out of politics. It's finally time for Americans to see the truth behind climate change, truth that has been shaded by money in politics, by means of corruption, corruption that in turn results in permanent damage to our planet and threatens our future generations. And that is my report. Thank you.